Hi, mystery writers. Welcome to the studio. And today I'm going to talk about suspects and subtext. Um, a mystery novel creates a puzzle for your reader, okay? And your reader follows the protagonist sleuth through the puzzle solving discovery to get to the villain. And suspects are the lifeblood of your mystery. Without them, your mystery sleuth would have no challenges and solve the mystery in an instant. So, while evidence, clues, and red herrings help your reader keep guessing, the suspects provide the personal interaction with your sleuth. They give your reader that emotional involvement, and that interaction is the story world that keeps your reader turning the pages. That's what we want. I want them to keep reading, right? So, your challenge as a mystery writer is to create characters that challenge your sleuth. Your detective must track down, examine, and determine each suspect's relationship to the victim. And each interaction with a suspect drives your sleuth and your reader toward the ultimate solutions. Just remember, your reader is identifying with your sleuth. Your sleuth is their guide through the mystery. So, mystery writers have an opportunity to confound your reader and the sleuth in dialogue between the suspects and the sleuth. And because suspects, just like people, don't always say what they mean or mean what they say, you have a huge opportunity to enrich your story. So, what about subtext and suspect characters? First of all, suspicious suspects have secrets, and some of those secrets may be related to the murder, and others not. And those suspects have lies they tell to hide their secrets. And this is exactly where you can use subtext to your advantage as a storyteller, because subtext is any content that is not announced explicitly by the characters or the author, you, but is implicit or becomes something understood by the reader as the story unfolds. So let's take a look at a little bit about how that works. One phrase or sentence can either send your sleuth on a wild goose chase or reveal an intent. And as your suspect speaks, you use actions to reinforce their spoken I can't talk. To reinforce their spoken word and reveal unintended subtext or negate the spoken word. So, what they say, there's a lot of opportunity to embellish that by how the suspect, uh, what the suspect really means when they're speaking. So you can allow your suspect to reveal emotions or feelings and hide others. And those hidden ones may be the ones they feel the strongest. In other words, your suspects don't tell the whole story. And that's exactly how subtext works. Only later in your story does your sleuth and your reader understand the suspect was not telling all. So you can foreshadow the complete understanding by contrasting what a character says and their action. A character says one thing, but their body language says just the opposite. Um, so the best way to create subtext is with details. In dialogue, the details are speech patterns and inflections and facial expressions and body language. And they are details that bring the words your character speaks to life and contrast with what they say. So here are some tips to introduce subtext. It isn't as hard as some people think it is. I've seen some long essays that uh, are subtext in themselves, if I may say. So essentially, subtext is the opposite of saying what you mean. And to write subtext, you need to explore ways for that suspect to not say what they really mean. So, first of all, you can check your dialogue and review each scene where your sleuth interviews a suspect, and then look at what your suspect says. If your suspect says something that's exactly what they mean, think of a way to come up with a way for them to say the same thing without saying it. This is just playing with words, right? So come at it sideways, say the opposite, imply a different meaning with their body language so you can detail their actions and what their body language is saying while the words are coming out. So you can change the meaning of the story, and by that I mean bring the dialogue full circle as the story progresses. The suspect says something early on in your story and it seems to be spot on. And then later in the story, they say the same thing and the meaning changes. So the first time you write the dialogue, your reader can take it at face value. But later in the story, the exact same language, the exact same words, the meaning expands because your sleuth and your reader know more about the character's intentions. And another way is to switch from the obvious. When your sleuth asks a question expecting an obvious answer, create an unexpected answer from the suspect. So, um, review your dialogue passages and look for places where you can create an answer that is not obvious, okay? So, what you want overall is the unobvious suspect, all right? Use subtext to build mystification for your reader. Give your suspects a reason to not reveal everything. And then create dialogue that hides intent, cloaks meaning, and elicits the unexpected. And your sleuth and your reader will work harder to solve the puzzle. Okay, I hope that helps. Uh, I I think that if you play with your words and really look at the dialogue, you aren't going to be that challenged by subtext. I know there's so much written about it, and a lot of it seems like it's harder than it is. It's harder than it is. Just think of it as having your suspects conceal what they're, they really mean when they're talking, and think of the ways that you can conceal. So, we're mystery writers. We're hiding clues all the time so we can hide the suspect's meaning as well. All right, I hope that helps. And keep writing. If you have any comments or if you're struggling for some reason with subtext, please comment below and we can take the discussion further. All right. Thank you so much.